You gotta understand, Kanan, that how people see you now is how they're gonna see you forever.
How you want people to see you, Kanan?
I want them to see me as not who my mother is.
Gotta be real careful, Kanan. They ain't get to where they are without dropping a whole lot of bodies behind.
Oh, like how you got the way you are?
It's like those of us in business with you are now being attacked.
It's one thing not to be able to trust my son. I can almost live with that. But I have to be able to trust my business partners.
So I just think I'm dead.
I'm getting mine. Here I am, turning over.
I ain't never been more in love.
Thank your lucky stars you got a mother who loves you.
If you want people to see you as you, you gotta let them know who you are. Famous last words.
What's up, big ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share it with your glad friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and this one right here is titled Kanan, Unique Madness, Breeze or Red Herring. That is right, my good and glad friends. Pretty much what prompted this particular video is, of course, as we know, for a good little while now, at least for a year, a little over a year for sure, I've been talking about that it is very highly possible that Unique will turn out to be the legendary, iconic character, Breeze, that we've been looking for approximately 10 years now. We know, of course, Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan spoke of this character, and we always wondered exactly who he is, what was he like, etc. So, after the death of Ronnie, we a lot of us, including myself, transitioned over that more than likely it is Unique. Now, a couple of content creators were saying it was Unique way before, but in this particular video, we will be covering whether or not, going by the clues that we have, whether or not, and I will let you guys be the judge, is Unique, Breeze, or another red herring. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. Now, we're going to start things off with the first red herring. Now, as we know, last season we were introduced to Ronnie Mathis. Now, Ronnie took Raising Kanan season 3. Basically, he took it by the storm. Like, dude was absolutely the highlight of season 3. Like, he was dominating the show. The brother was a good actor. He was mysterious. He was weird as hell. He was ugly as hell. Like, the mind was like, he was serving people. The mind was ugly as hell. And he had all of the characteristics that we saw Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan describe him as. Strong, not smart. Doing the same routine over and over again. Being stuck in his ways, because you know how OCD he was. Like, he kept doing the same routines and stuff like that. Now, I will say this, now that I think about it, the description of, what that Tommy gave, because, Tommy said, we knew this guy Breeze, and he gave Ghost his name because you never saw him come, never saw him leave. Now, Unique don't really look like the type to really give folks nicknames like that, but at the same time, though, Ronnie, but yeah, he could have done that. And keep in mind, Ronnie was appearing and disappearing and stuff, just like Ghost do. So that was another hint that we thought, that could be him. And then on top of that, he was wearing a damn Breeze jacket every time you seen that nigga. Outside of this here, because he was in the house. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, next, but of course, we've all figured out and a lot of us was disappointed, including myself, that Ronnie was none other than a red herring. He was not Breeze, because at the end of season 3, he was shot in the back of the head by Kanan and ultimately met his end. And then came standing over his body, the person who a lot of us thought was to be dead, was his little brother, Unique Kadeem Mathis, aka Breeze, or Izzy. Let's go ahead and get a little farther. Now, as we know, the Unique that we all knew was a flashy guy, right? But one thing I'll say about him that we didn't pay attention to is the moves that he made. I'll say probably a lot of us didn't. Maybe some of y'all caught it, some of y'all didn't. But we got to pay attention to the moves that he did in the previous seasons, right? In the previous seasons, him and Rock was always at each other's neck, right? But it's the thing that I want to highlight the most is season 2 after he got out of prison, right? He kidnapped Juliana, you know what I'm saying, and started messing with her business just to get her attention. And then Rock said, you know, it's only one person out here who, you know, who's bold enough to do some stuff like that. He was moving in the shadows then. That's what I want to point out. He was making moves while a lot of folks didn't even know he was around yet. Like, of course, they knew he was still alive, and Rock was aware that, you know, he was getting out. But it took her a little minute before she figured it out. Damn, this Unique doing his last shit, right? So he's gonna use that same tactic again this time, this season. Season 4. But the only difference this time is Unique is supposed to be dead. So she's not going to be looking for him like that the way she was before, because she knew he was getting out of jail. So now she's going to be curious of like who that, you know, after folks burning down the Golden Pavilion, her people being smoked, all of her spots being rocked. I'm pretty sure he probably gonna be hitting her stash spots and stuff like that, you know. So she gonna be like, damn, who the hell is this nigga? Like, Nika leg on. And then keep in mind, in this exclusive clip that we got recently, you hear your boy Early Tyler saying, "You invisible right now. Don't know, you know, stay." Basically, he was trying to convince him to stay in the shadows, not to let folks know who, you know, he's still alive and stuff like that, because basically he 3 moves ahead of everybody right now. And that's something that Kanan always talked about in the original Power. Remember, he was saying you gotta stay 3 moves ahead. That's what Unique is doing here. Now, that's kind of something that more of a calculated, smart person would do. So they would go against the strong, not smart theory. But at the same time, I'm going to say this. In order for you to be the head of a drug gang, you can't be just dirt shit stupid. I don't care how strong you are. If you dumb as a box of rocks, you're going to get overthrown by somebody who's going to be able to finesse you and take your ass out. So he couldn't be just downright stupid. I think more so Kanan was speaking of when he was saying that he was strong and not smart. He was referring to him doing the same routines over and over. Because I remember I've been telling y'all, due to the brain damage that he's going to suffer and the CTE kicking in, he's going to start to do a lot of routine things where, okay, I hit my lick at this time. I'm smoking the blunt at this time. I'm watching this show Jeopardy at this time. I'm doing this, that at this time. He's going to become very predictable, which isn't smart, because like Kanan said, they always knew where he was because he made the same moves over and over again. So I believe he was more so referring to him not being smart by not ever changing it up, always doing the same thing. He didn't grow. But anyways, next, I want to go ahead and transition over to your boy, Kanan, aka Slim. Now, as we know, Kanan he got into a fight at the end of season 2 with Ghost. Ghost ultimately won by stabbing him in the side with a piece of glass and setting him on fire. A lot of us was probably, when we first saw it, thought that he was gone until the end, of that same episode. They told us somebody broke out. So that was indication there. I think if you really was paying attention and you just able to point out the obvious that he was still alive, right? Then, of course, season 3, we see him laying there at his cousin Jukebox house, burnt up, but yet still very much alive, trying to recover. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because, of course, we're getting the same exact thing from your boy, Unique here. Now, he is clearly very injured, and he has on the exact same clothes that he had on after the fight with Ronnie. So we know this is shortly after. You can even see that he's still in the woods. So this is clearly shortly after that brutal, fateful night. Fatal. It just so I don't know about y'all, but instantly when I saw this particular clip in the exclusive, it made me think of this. That's the thing. That's exactly what I thought about. Like, okay, they're basically running that one again. Basically, that's where Kanan got that from. His mentor, Breeze, or could it just be somebody that he so happened to know, and he's using their same tactic? Like, you know what? I remember what Unique did back in the day. I'm gonna go with that same method. So is it Unique he was following, or was it Breeze? Obviously they're the same person, but well, obviously they could be the same person. I'll say that. Unique or Breeze. That's what we're determining in this video. But anyways, next, of course, we got your boy Kanan, and this is when he had Tariq at Breeze's old apartment attempting to give out a history lesson, right? So with that history lesson, that he was in the middle of that history lesson, he was stopped in his tracks. And if you pay attention, he so happened to be wearing the same exact tire that it seemed like Unique was wearing at the end of the season when we saw him. Now, obviously, that doesn't really mean much, but I will say this. That, I believe Unique was planning to do this exact same thing to Kanan. But just like Kanan or Tariq, Kanan's gonna let Unique know that he doesn't he's not too fond of his mother Rock. And that's when he's gonna figure out, okay, I can use this. So obviously that same thing is going on. And I know I have this picture up here of when he was trying to ransom Tariq, but the reason why I have this up, not that I'm saying Kanan, I believe Unique is gonna kidnap. Unique is gonna kidnap Kanan. I don't think necessarily that was the case, maybe. But in a way, it could have been. Because remember, I told you, I believe it's possible that Neek was the one that put Kanan up to do the fake kidnapping. He told him to, look, set it up like Ronnie is kidnapping you. And they got to pay to get you back. And then we can take out, eventually we can get the money. And then, he decided to take out Ronnie in that situation. Maybe it didn't play out that way. It's possible that, maybe Unique wasn't in at all on that. not exactly sure, but my point is it was very similar. That's the parallel between it. You know, running, even though his kidnapping was fake, but a kidnapping did happen. Same with here with Tariq. But anyways, next, right after that, if you can remember, after Tasha received the ransom message, she talked with Tommy, and she showed him the photo, and he saw that big crispy arm, as Tommy described it, and Tasha was worried that it was Kanan, which it was, but of course, Tommy was under the impression that Kanan was dead, because as in his own word, if Ghost was, in there, walked in the warehouse with Kanan, there's no way he's leaving out of there if Kanan's still breathing. So he was almost certain that Kanan was dead. But of course, as we know, he wasn't. And the same thing will happen this season, in season 4, because after, Vanessa coming and saying what she said to Rock, and of course, Detective Howard confirming that, what he saw at the tailor shop, they're going to all be convinced that Unique is dead. But I can see Rock maybe talking with Marvin and Lou, perhaps, and, questioning, like, because, all the moves that's going to be happening, all of her spots getting hit and stuff, is going to remind her of when Unique did that the first time. But she's going to be like, they're going to be like, Unique dead though, so it can't be him. But she's going to question it. And then, of course, later on, it's going to be revealed that it is him. And it's going to shock the hell out of them, I feel like, once she finally figure out that, damn, this nigga is really alive. You know what I'm saying? So there's another parallel between those. Again, I ask you guys, is this Breeze or a red herring? But let's continue. Like I told y'all in another previous video, I believe that eventually Kanan is gonna come in contact. If you could, another shout out to No Label to Label, because he was the one who gave us the description for episode, I want to say it was 4. If it wasn't 4, it was 3. Either way, it says that Unique is going to have an unlikely alliance. He's going to form an unlikely alliance. Who is that unlikely alliance? Now, I know Getting It How I Live, he said he believed it may be the alliance with Phil Russo, but I'm going to go a different direction and say that alliance may very well be with Kanan, people. It could be Kanan. He could be working with Rock's son, because Kanan is going to have an issue with Rock. So if he gets another opportunity to get the same amount of work or more and not be under his mother, I think he's going to take it. Because keep in mind, he always looked up to Unique anyway. He told us that in season 1. So, and keep in mind, until this season, because I'm pretty sure they're going to have an encounter this season. But until this season, season 4, we have never seen Tariq and Unique. I said Tariq, I'm sorry. Kanan and Unique on screen together, like having a scene where they actually speak to each other. That has never happened as of yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this season. Now, oh yeah. So, real quick, I want to point this out because those are pretty much all the clues that's letting us know that pointing towards he could be Breeze. Now I want to kind of spin the block a little bit and go with, could he possibly be a red herring? Could this be just another distraction for us to be led down another direction and be like, this is Breeze, this is Breeze, this is Breeze, just for them to drop him this season, at the end of this season, and disappoint us all over again. The reason why I'm saying this is because, well, obviously they did it already with Ronnie, and I have to say something else. After, of course, No Label to Label also gave us the title name of episode 1. And he said episode 1's title is Gangsters Don't Die. And that's a little troubling to me. The reason why is because that title reminds me a lot of another episode 1, which is, of course, Book 2 Ghosts, episode 1, the final season. Also season 4, right? The title of their first episode was I Don't Die Easily. And it was speaking of none other than your girl, Monet Tejada, right? So we got Unique, and this is the thing that we have in common too. Power love these parallels, right? So what happened at the end of season 3 in Book 2 Ghosts, people? Monet was shot. So what how did they get us? They got us because a lot of us, like I said this before in the previous video, none of us was expecting Monet to die at the end of Book 2 Ghosts. Well, at least this season, obviously we did find out that it was the last season, last minute like that, but still, none of us expected Monet to die. We predicted a whole bunch of other people, but none of us was predicting Monet Tejada. And I think a big reason why possibly we didn't look her direction is because she had already been shot up in season 3, the previous season. So we're like, okay, Monet they probably not gonna go with her. They're gonna go with somebody else. But of course, at the end of season 4, at the end of season 4, boom, that's what we got. We got the end of your girl, Monet Tejada. And it was pretty shocking, and it was a damn good thing. But what my point is that I've been hearing a lot of people saying that there's no way they're gonna have Unique survive what he survived, come back, and then die, and then they kill him off this season. Well, they did that same thing with Monet. It wasn't done the exact same way, but they did do it. Keep that in mind. They had him come back. They had Monet survive the shooting, and then she died the next season. Now, the difference is in this particular situation is that we thought Unique died in episode 5, of course, and then he shows back up in episode 10. But either way, it's still kind of similar. And then this is one thing I will say. We were having a discussion on whether or not it was Unique who looks like somebody's about to get ready to shoot Famous. If he is the one that shoots Famous, and of course Kanan finds out about it, there's no way I can see Kanan working with him as Breeze. That means he's a red herring, people. But hey, we don't have no 100% confirmation that was, that was even Unique. It is another people. I know I heard a couple of people say that it could have been Marvin, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all this. I think there is a good possibility that could have been Marvin, but that will be another video. I probably won't get that one out until tomorrow sometime, but either way, I think that's a possibility, and I'll have an excellent breakdown for you guys on how I see that one playing out. But yeah, anyways, though, definitely let me know up in these comments, you guys. For all my people that believe that, Unique is Breeze, let me know, do you still believe after hearing all of this information, are you still 10 toes down? What percentage are you that you believe this is indeed the legendary character we've been waiting for, Breeze? Or if you're not the one that believe that he is Breeze, and after hearing this video even more, could they give you a little bit more confidence that this may not be him? Give me your reasons. What percentage do you think that he is a red herring? Let me know all of that and more in the comments, but pretty much that's all I got for y'all as far as this particular video. So, like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share with your glad friends. Until the next video, I'm out.